Go ahead.
So,
Speaking of.
so when you look at it, obviously, I was honored enough to do two world title fights almost in 1 month with Valentina Shevchenko and Jessica Ai and Michael Chandler and Patricio, I'm sorry. Those obviously are very memorable, very high stress. I can tell you that much.
Awesome.
I know there was one picture of me. I think people commented me looking shocked because of a knockout. It wasn't because of the knockout. It was just a sigh of relief because the fight's over. The pressure's gone. It had nothing to do with me being shocked by a knockout. We've all seen them. I'm good with that. It happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just happy to be, the pressure was off. That's what that look was. But when you look back, all those fights, they were going to be big fights. When they say championship fights, they're going to be big fights. One of my most memorable fights actually happened at one of your shows, and that was Daniel James versus Curtis Blades.
Wow.
Now that's a monster fight. Back then, that was a huge fight, but nobody could have seen, you got a guy in Daniel James who fought for the LFA World Championship, and you have Curtis Blades who's right there knocking on that door, just waiting for an opportunity to fight Stipe. To see this at a local show, that was an amazing fight. Curtis got the better of him that night, but Daniel's a hell of a fighter, and being in there with those two big guys in a smaller cage was a lot of fun, man. That was a good night. And that night, you look at the people who were on that card that night. That was at Cicero Stadium. You have Chepe on that card. Was Shorty on that card?
Shorty was on that card. Angelo was on that card. Wade Bunker was on that card. I mean, man.
Yeah, and a possible Olympian with Ray. I mean, come on, man. That was just an amazing card. But to look back and see some of those pictures, they pop up on your timeline. And you see you standing there with Curtis Blades. It's like, damn, man, we go back a long time. So, those are the memorable ones. When you see a guy fighting in his 5th, 6th amateur fight, and all of a sudden you see him on the big stage. And not only big stage, but headlining in a UFC. I don't care if it's a fight night or a numbered UFC. The fact is that's a big jump. And you were there to start and see, and to be a little part of it, it really satisfies me.